Welcome to the course of Cryptography and Network Security. So this course is for 4th BTech first sem, myself G. Prashanti, Vignan Salara Institute of Technology and Science, Department of Information Technology. Next one is your transport layer security, that is TLS. Okay, so this transport layer security is also to provide security at the transport layer. Okay, so already we have studied about your SSL, where SSL secure socket layer, it is also to provide security at the transport layer. Similar to this SSL, we are having another one, TLS. Okay, so this TLS is nothing but the transport layer security. So this TLS is also used for providing security at the transport layer. Okay, either you can use SSL for providing security at the transport layer, or you can use TLS also. Okay, so either you can use SSL or TLS to provide security at the transport layer. Okay, so this transport layer security protocol is the IETF standard version of the SSL protocol. Okay, so the two are very similar with slight differences. Okay, the secure socket layer and this transport layer security that we are having, both are like same, but with light differences. Okay, the two are very much similar. This SSL and TLS are very much similar, but they are only having the slight differences. Okay, so here in TLS also you will be having, so similar to your SSL, TLS also have the record protocol. So here it also have a record protocol. It also have a handshake protocol. Okay, it also has an handshake protocol. Okay, and similarly it will be having the chain cipherspec protocol also, and similarly it will be having the alert protocols also. Okay, so but there will be only some minor changes. Okay, so there will be some small slight differences between this SSL and TLS. Okay, so this TLS is very much similar to your SSL, where here also you will be having like record protocol, handshake protocol, alert protocol, chain cipherspec protocol. But here there will be a slight differences. Okay, so let's see that slight differences. Okay, so the first difference is your version. Okay, the first difference is the version number, that is major and minor. Okay, already we have said in a major version, the SSL we are having the major version as 3, but whereas your TLS we are having like version as 1. Okay, so in other words, SSL v3.0 is compatible with your version 1.0. Okay, so here there are some changes in the version numbers. Okay, whereas with the current version of SSL is 3.0, whereas the version of TLS is 1.0. Okay, so that is one slight difference between the SSL and TLS. Okay, so next coming to this chain cipher suit. Okay, so in chain cipher suit, okay, this is another minor difference. Okay, so the minor difference between SSL and TL is the lack of support of Fortizza method. Okay, so here in TLS you don't have the Fortizza method. Okay, already we have seen some algorithms that are used for encryption, like your DES, RC algorithms that you will be using. Okay, another minor difference between SSL and TLS is your chain cipher suit. Okay, where in the chain cipher suit, this is the another minor difference between SSL and TLS, and it is a lack of support of the Fortizza method. Here you don't have the Fortizza method. Okay, so the TLS does not support Fortizza for key exchange. Okay, it does not support Fortizza for key exchange or for encryption and decryption. Okay, so the table for the chain cipher suit list for TLS. Okay, so this is your chain cipher suit for the TLS. Okay, so here you don't have the Fortizza method. So you don't have the Fortizza method, and this TLS supports all the SSL except that Fortizza. Okay, so already you have seen some algorithms, key exchange algorithms for SSL, where you will be using like null, RSA, Diffie-Hellman. Okay, so Diffie-Hellman key exchanges with RSA with digital signature, Diffie-Hellman with digital signature. Okay, so and similarly Diffie-Hellman with anonymous. Diffie-Hellman anonymous, Diffie-Hellman with RSA, Diffie-Hellman with digital signature standard. Okay, so and a simple RSA algorithm are simply null. Okay, these are the different key exchange algorithm that TLS. Similarly, encryption algorithms like your DDES, IDEA, RC4. So all those that are supported by SSL except Fortisan. Okay, and similarly hash also. Okay, so hash functions you will be using SHA, MD5, null. Okay, so these are some of the cipher suite or some of the algorithms. Okay, cipher algorithms that are used by the TLS for hash, for generating the MAC code, for doing the confidentiality, that is encryption, decryption, and for exchanging the keys. Okay, so here the only difference between SSL and TLS is that TLS does not support Fortisan. Okay, so that is one minor difference that we are having in cipher suite of our SSL and TLS. Okay, and similarly generation of cryptographic secrets. Okay, so here for generation of the cryptographic secrets, here the TLS uses a data expansion function. Okay, whatever the secret that you are having, that secret is expanded. Okay, the secret is expanded, or we can say the secret is made a longer one by using this data expansion function. Okay, so here where you will be using like HMAC and C. Okay, so here so you will be using your C. Okay, and whatever the secret that you are having, that secret and along with the seed you will be going through the HMAC algorithm. And after going through the HMAC algorithm, you will be getting a MAC code. Okay, so that MAC code will be again sent to the hash algorithm. Okay, where this hash algorithm, whatever the MAC code that is appended again to the seed, and again it goes to the HMAC along with this secret, and you will be getting a hash value. Okay, so here next for expanding, again you will be going in a chaining process. Okay, chaining process where the previous HMAC will be going as input to the next hash value. Okay, so and again you will be taking a secret, again you will be doing the same process. Okay, so this data expansion function is like a chaining value. Okay, so it is like a chaining process. Okay, so it is a chaining process where the previous value will be going as input to the next one. Okay, so where the previous output that you are getting, okay, whatever the previous output that you are getting from this HMAC, that will be input to the next process. Okay, so that chaining, and in that way you can expand how much you want. Okay, so you can iterate how many number of times that you require. So this dot represents that you can iterate how many times you require, and you can expand your secret as much you require. Okay, so that is the data expansion function that is used by the TLS. Okay, so the data expansion function that is used by the TLS for expanding the secret. Okay, so okay, and similarly this TLS also uses the pseudo random function. Okay, so this TLS also uses the pseudo random function. Okay, so referred to as PRF. TLS makes use of a pseudo random function referred to as PRF to expand secrets into blocks of data. Okay, to expand secrets into block of data for purpose of key generation or validation. Okay, for expanding the secret. Okay, for expanding the secrets. Okay, for expanding the secret we will be using your pseudo random function. Okay, this PRF can be used for key generation. It can be used for key generation, or it can be used for the validation. Okay, so for this PRF, you will be taking a label, and this label is concatenated with a seed value. Okay, so after concatenating the label and the seed value, this will be going to this pseudo random function. Okay, so this is your pseudo random function. Okay, so and it goes as seed. Okay, the label and seed, whatever you have concatenated, that goes as a seed to this MD5, where this MD5 is expanding the secret. Okay, this MD5 expands the secret. Okay, you are having like this expansion function. Okay, by using this expansion process, here you are having a hash. Okay, so this hash can be MD5 and this can be a SHA also. Okay, so by using this data expansion function, okay, by doing this data expansion function, you will be expanding the secret. And similarly, whatever the seed, so again you are having like SHA, and again you are expanding the secret, and after that you will be doing an XOR, you will be getting a new seed. Okay, and that new secret is an expanded secret. Okay, so that is the pseudo random function that is used to expand the secrets into blocks of data for process of key generation or validation. Okay, so and similarly you are having a key material generation, and this key material generation uses this random function. Okay, so the key material generation uses the random function. Already we have said the random function. Okay, so it makes use of this random function for key generation. Okay, already we have said. So we will be using the random function for key generation. So this is the random function that we are using the key generation. Okay, so for this random function, we are saying that here we are saying like label. Okay, label and seed. Okay, so here what will be your label? So here what will be your label? Okay, here we are saying a label and seed. Okay, so here like the label. What is the label? The label is a string called key expansion. Okay, the label is nothing but a key expansion. And similarly, this is your SR and CR. This is your client random number, server random number concatenated. Already we have seen in handshake protocol, where in the handshake protocol in phase 1, the client and the server sends their random numbers. Okay, so those two random numbers are concatenated, and that will be used as a seed here. Okay, and similarly you will be using a master secret also. These will be sent as input to this random function. Okay, those will be sent as input to this random function, and where in that random function you will be using your data expansion function, and you will be expanding the secrets. Okay, and those will be XORed so as to get the new secret. Okay, so here TLS uses the random function, pseudo random function, to create the key material from the master key. Okay, so to generate some key material from the master key. So this time the secret is the master secret, the label is the string key expansion. Okay, so this is the label key expansion, and the seed is the concatenation of the server random number and the client random number. Okay, by using that, by going through the pseudo random function, a key material will be generated. Okay, so and similarly alert protocol. Okay, so next one is your alert protocol. Already so in SSL also you are having an alert protocol. So similarly TLS also has an alert protocol. Okay, the difference between this SSL alert protocol and the TLS alert protocol is that there is like no certificate. Okay, so the TLS supports all of the alerts defined in SSL except for no certificate. Okay, whatever the alerts that you have seen. Okay, so you have seen a list of alerts. Okay, all those are supported in TLS also, except for this no certificate. Okay, so here TLS also adds some new ones to the list. Okay, it also added some new ones to the list. The table shows the list of alerts supported by TLS. Okay, so these are the different types of alerts that are defined in your TLS. Okay, so Okay, so here when coming to the alert protocol, okay, TLS supports all alerts defined in SSL except for the no certificate, and also it includes the new ones in the list. Okay, so these are the list of the alerts that are defined for the TLS. Okay, so and similarly you are having a handshake protocol also here. So here the handshake protocol is very much similar to your SSL except for two. Okay, so the two is for the certificate verify message. Okay, so here the handshake protocol is very much similar to your SSL handshake protocol except for two messages: certificate verify message and the and this finisher message. Okay, except this finisher message, and for this certificate verify message there will be some changes, and for all others it will be same. Okay, so the change that is the minor difference that is in your certificate verify message is that, okay, in SSL the hash used in the certificate verify message is a two-step hash of the handshake message plus a pad and the master secret. Okay, so for this certificate verification message you will be using a two-step hash of the handshake messages plus a pad and the master secret. Okay, that you will be using in SSL. But whereas in TLS has simplified that. Okay, so TLS has simplified the process. The hash in the TLS is only over the handshake messages. Okay, whatever the handshake messages, over that handshake messages you will be doing MD5 and SHA. Whereas in SSL, for that handshake messages you will be adding a padding and a master secret. Okay, so that process is simplified in TLS, where in the TLS you will be simply taking the handshake messages, and over that you will be applying either MD5 or SHA, and you will be getting a hash code, and that hash code is used to verify the certificate. Okay, so there is one minor difference that you are having in SSL and TLS, and other difference you are having is on the finisher messages. Okay, so the calculation of the hash for the finisher message has also been changed. Okay, the TLS uses the PR, that is your pseudo random function, to calculate two hash values used for the finisher messages. Okay, so here one change is that here in TLS you will be using the pseudo random function. Okay, so a pseudo random function to calculate two hash values that are to be used for the finisher message. Okay, so this is the finished message hash that will be used in the TLS, where you will be taking the handshake messages. Okay, over that you will be applying MD5 and SHA. Okay, you will be getting some hash codes. Those hash codes will be appended to the finished label. Okay, where like client finish. Okay, and similarly you are having the server finish. Okay, so those two, these are the strings that are used. Okay, these two strings are concatenated and you will be getting a finished label. Okay, and similarly you will be taking the master key also. Okay, so by sending these three to the pseudo random function you will be getting a hash code. Okay, this hash code is used for the finishing messages. Okay, so there is one difference between SSL and TLS. TLS uses the pseudo random function, where this pseudo random function takes as a finished label that consists of the two strings, client finished, server finished, along with the master key and the hash code as a input to the random function, and this random function generates the hash code that will be used for the finished messages. Okay, and similarly you are having a change in the record protocol also. Okay, already you know that we are having an SSL record protocol. Okay, so similarly here also in TLS also you will be having a record protocol, and here the only difference between that SSL record protocol and your TLS record protocol is that the TLS uses a HMAC algorithm. Okay, so here the only change in the record protocol is the use of the HMAC algorithm for signing the messages. Okay, so the difference between the record protocol of SSL and the record protocol of the TLS is that the TLS uses the HMAC for signing the messages. Okay, TLS also adds the protocol version to the text to be signed. Okay, so it takes these as input. Okay, this takes as input, and it will be applying a MAT MD5 or SHA algorithm on that on this input, and then whatever the code that is generated. Okay, so for that also you will be taking the secret, and to that you will be doing an outer padding. So those will be concatenated, and finally you will be getting an HMAC algorithm. Okay, already you know the HMAC algorithm. Where the HMAC algorithm? Okay, so here in TLS HMAC algorithm is used. Okay, so this is nothing but your HMAC algorithm, where HMAC algorithm is applied on this data, that is your sequence number, compressor type, compressor version, compressor length, and compressor fragment. Okay, so that is the one change that is in the record protocol. That is the difference between SSL and TLS. Okay, so that is about the security at the transport. Okay, so security at the transport layer, secure socket layer, and transport layer security.